going on, dudes and dudettes? Yes, the Chargers did make a pretty big trade earlier on a couple hours ago with their wide receiver Keenan Allen. He is going to the Chicago Bears for a 4th round pick. I believe Chicago has 2 4th round picks, but it is the better one, at least the better number at 110, I believe. And it does suck that he ended up trading Keenan Allen, even though they had just let go of Mike Williams the day before in the last video, where you thought at least one of them was going to end up staying. But I guess some other guys were willing to restructure their deals and take less money this year, but apparently Allen was not, so of course he wanted to get fully paid. And I think this weekend coming up on Sunday, he gets like a certain type of bonus, and obviously the Chargers didn't want to have to incur that on their salary, so it's pretty obvious why he needed to go as soon as possible. But yeah, I think they probably could have gotten a better deal somewhere else, but he probably would have went to a better team. But to see him getting, the balls thrown at him by Caleb Williams, the now ex-USC guy, who will hopefully be drafted number 1 by Chicago, that'll be pretty cool. But yeah, thank you for your service. Obviously, I've been a fan since his whole entire career with the Chargers, even when he started back in San Diego and moved with the team to LA. So yeah, it's still bittersweet, but I'm sure he still has enough left in the tank to help rebuild that Chicago Bears team pretty quickly. So good luck to him, and we'll see what happens from here. Obviously, it looks like the Chargers are going to end up picking a wide receiver with that top 5 overall pick now, whether it's Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Neighbors, even Rome Odunze, who I like a bit more than Neighbors in my opinion. But they will most likely have to spend like a 3rd or 4th round pick on another receiver. I do not want them to go 1st round and 2nd round receiver, because that could be not really good, especially if they need a cornerback and other defensive linemen and other spots too. So like I said, we will see. They did make some other signings in free agency. They did sign the tight end Hayden Hurst from Carolina. So it's like, yeah, he's an okay player, but he's a bit older. So it's kind of like you have 2 older tight ends, Disley and him now. So I don't know if they're going to try to look for someone else younger, or if they believe the guys on the roster right now are the answer, or if they still believe they could still draft Brock Bowers in the 1st round, which would be kind of tough because they definitely need a receiver more as of right now in a lot of fans' opinions. But I guess we'll see where they go from here. And they also signed a defensive lineman in Puna Ford, who I believe was drafted by Seattle, but played his last season with the Buffalo Bills, at least the last couple seasons, I think. But he is signing on a 1-year deal. I don't know exactly how long Hayden Hurst's deal is, but either way, I'm pretty sure they're short-term deals as well. So yeah, overall they're okay signings, but not really like the overall difference makers, I think, who they could end up signing now, especially how much money they have saved since getting rid of Keenan Allen now. And they also did save some more money too, because earlier on today, Joey Bosa did restructure his deal as well to remain with the team, or maybe it's to be traded later, whether it's in the summer or more during the trade deadline. You never know, but either way, it still helps out the Chargers and whatever team he ends up going to this season a little bit, at least in some salary cap money. So yeah, it's nice that he did that. Hopefully they will be able to add some reinforcements here and there, add some depth. But yeah, that wide receiver, all those position groups, that one looks pretty thin right now, so we'll see what they do. And the Chargers are hosting ex-Texas A&M linebacker Edgerrin Cooper on a private visit the other day, or maybe today. So that's pretty cool. I know he's pretty talented. I don't see him as a 1st round pick. Obviously, definitely 2nd or 3rd rounder. He was one of the better linebackers out there in this year's draft. But I know he's pretty good at stopping the run and all that stuff. Maybe not that great in coverage skills, but a run thumper or a run stopper, as they call it at that linebacker position, is very important. So if you could get him the 2nd or 3rd round, I'm cool with that. And then the USC women's side, apparently they're projected to be a number 1 seed, which will be pretty cool for them, because that means they'll be able to stay home I think usually like the first couple of rounds for the women's March Madness tournament, the higher teams usually play at their home place, and then it's when they get to like, I want to say Sweet 16, maybe the round before that, the 32 is when they go to a neutral site and they play games out there to have a Final Four at some regular place. But I know at least the first couple of games it would look like USC, the women's side, will be hosting in their own home court, so that'd be pretty cool for them. And then sadly the men's did lose today to that number one Arizona team in the Pac-12 tournament, 49-70. So it was a pretty bad loss overall, and definitely looks like they're not going to be able to make the tournament. Maybe it's best because a lot of those guys, they seem like they're going to end up leaving anyways, whether because they don't have any more eligibility left or they're going to just go to the draft as well. So we'll see who ends up returning. They have some talented guys coming back, but I do not expect them to make the March Madness tournament here in a couple of weeks. And apparently, according to ESPN and some other places, they're already planning and already agreeing to. They already agreed already that I think it's starting this year in 2024 to have a 12-team playoff. But even before this season starts in 2026, they've already agreed to up it to 2 more teams to a 14-team playoff, which is already pretty crazy. I guess this helps to alleviate like bye weeks, unless it does end up bringing bye weeks in here for like the top 2 seeds overall. But I don't know, we can't even get the first couple years of the 12-team playoff. I guess that's what it will be now for the next 2 seasons, and then it will go to 14. So we'll see how this goes. But a lot of moving parts when it comes to college football and the NCAA. A couple more high school football players did set up visits to USC. I know a 2026 quarterback, Jaden O'Neal, set a March 23rd visit. I don't know if that's his official. I doubt it. But I know they have Ryder Lyons in that class of 2026. So maybe they're just seeing him get more and more opportunities or offers and visits to other schools. So they're doing their homework on some of the local guys, which I'm not mad about. And Ryder Lyons should not be mad about that either. And there was a 4-star wide receiver in Corey Sims set up an official visit for June 7th through the 9th, I believe. So that's going to be coming up in a couple of months. So that's definitely the big time, month to visit. So we'll see how that ends up going for them. And then 2 of the incoming women's players on the basketball side were named Gatorade State Player of the Years in their states, which is pretty cool. I believe the first one in Idaho was Avery Howell, and Kennedy Smith here in California. I believe the other girl, Kaylee Heichel, is California as well. I could be wrong, but it was either going to be her or Smith. So at least it went to one of them, which is still pretty cool. So yes, like I said, a lot more talent still coming for this USC women's team in the near future. So it will definitely be a team to reckon with the next couple of seasons. And sadly, Thursday, Duke did lose to NC State 69-74. It's a bad matchup. Even though Duke had beat them recently in the past couple of weeks, you kind of could tell that NC State is a bit more of a veteran team. They have guys who have been in college for like at least 5 seasons. So they're a lot older. They should already be in the NBA. And of course, they're going against a lot of Duke guys who are, sophomores and under sophomores and freshmen. So it wasn't that surprising that they were able to get this close victory against Duke. And it's obviously not going to affect Duke from getting into the March Madness tournament. It probably will just affect their seeding at I think they were projected a number 2 slot if they kept going a little bit farther. But now they will most likely be a 3 or 4. I don't expect them going past to a number 5 slot or seed, but I guess we'll have to wait and see when that does officially come out. That might be this Sunday, Selection Sunday, so that'd be pretty cool. And then there was that 247 Sports did the good 5 stars that they got right, and now they are doing some of the bad ones, and they mentioned Duke's TJ Power in there, but I think they're just saying that because he obviously hasn't shown the stats, but it's because he hasn't gotten any playing time, and it's not because of how good he is, it's just how good a lot of the players are around him. So don't fault him yet, just give him some time. We'll see you know, it's probably going to be tougher next season too, because there's probably more talented guys than him coming into the program at his position too next season. So we'll see. Give him some more time. He'll hopefully stick around for a couple years to build up his game, and we'll see where he ends up. And of course, the Anaheim Ducks lost to the Minnesota Wild, I think it is, 0-2. Got shut out. I'm pretty much giving up on their season, so I'm pretty sure they're not going to be making the playoffs this year. And then a little bit of miscellaneous news in this video. New Found Glory, one of my favorite bands, just announced the other day of a 20-year anniversary of their record Catalyst, which was right after one of the bigger records, and this one was pretty big and good as well. And I guess they're going to do a whole across North America tour, anniversary tour for that record, which is going to be pretty cool. They've done that the past couple of records as well for big milestones like this, and I believe they're going to be around the California area in LA October 16th and in Anaheim on the 17th. So probably most likely House of Blues, and I think the Wiltern in LA. Never been to the Wiltern, but definitely been to that House of Blues, and that's a pretty good place to go. So I might just end up going there because it's less traffic and it's a bit closer than LA from here. So definitely looking forward to that. Thanks for watching, people. Like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.